Unfortunately, guys, so much of politics is just vibes because Trump made clear during the election that he was going to go after not just illegal immigrants, not just immigrants who are criminals, but he was going to go after legal immigrants. The whole thing about the Haitian migrants, they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the pets. That whole thing was targeted at legal immigrants. It was a completely bogus story made up. The idea is to smear all the Haitian immigrants. But to my surprise, in the wake of that, when you talk to people, they seem to think, like, what's the problem? He's only going to go after the bad guys. He's only going to go after the illegal immigrants and the ones that committed crimes at that. Like, that was what people thought, even though Trump was making clear, that's not the case. I'm going to go after legal immigrants too. Guess what? Day one. That's exactly what we saw. So let's start with this, and I'll give you some more after it. I don't know if I could play this song for you because I might get copyrighted. But this Cubans before the election, I will vote for Donald Trump, and they had their little song here. I got to mute it, though. Dudes dancing, I will vote for Donald Trump.
Maybe today the Cubans are fucking around and finding out because Trump has moved to end refugee resettlement and parole for Cubans, Haitians, and Venezuelans. The parole program had allowed more than 530,000 migrants from the four countries, Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela, to temporarily immigrate to the U.S. throughout the Biden administration through a sort of digital queue called the CBP-1 app. Trump has terminated the CBP-1 program effective immediately, which means that tens of thousands of people that were waiting on their immigration appointments have lost them. And migrants from all over, across the southern border, are now at the border feeling the motherfucking pain. So Latinos who voted for this man, where y'all at?
So in other words, even legal immigrants going through the proper process, they were told, your meeting is canceled, you're done. You're done. So they always play hide the ball with this, don't they? Right? It's like, well, we're only against the illegal. It started out, we're only against illegal immigrants who commit crimes. Okay, fair enough. Then it goes, no, we're against all illegal immigrants. Okay, but technically you can find illegal immigrants who've been here for like over 5 years or over 10 years, and they've never committed a crime, and they pay their taxes, and they do the right thing, and they go to church, and they look after their family, et cetera, et cetera. They have jobs. So that gets kind of sketchy. Now it's, hey, even if you're legal or you're going through the process to become legal, you're taking the right steps at the right time. They go, nope, that's no good. Trump also went on to rescind Biden's order to delist Cuba as a state sponsor of terrorism. So Biden waited until the end, which was a bad move. He should have done this day one, right? But he waited to the end to delist Cuba as a state sponsor of terrorism. Trump comes in, immediately reverses it. And let's understand something, guys. And this is how you know how full of fucking shit these people are. Everybody knows this is completely and utterly made up. Cuba is a state sponsor of terrorism? Really? Are there radical Cuban terror attacks that we've been seeing lately? Where have they been hitting? Where did they hit Cheyenne? Like, what are we talking about here? Was Cleveland overrun by a gang of violent Cuban terrorists? Like, to do something like this, it's nothing but political bullshit. Like, this is just political bullshit. Everybody knows Cuba's not a state sponsor of terrorism. He's agreeing to play pretend that Cuba is a state sponsor of terrorism. So, in other words, Obama normalized relations with Cuba. Trump comes in, reverses it. Biden at the very end does an attempt to normalize relations with Cuba. Trump comes in again, destroys it. Like, why? Why? Because, we don't like the government of Cuba because they are further left on the spectrum than we are. Oh, okay. Right? Like, who gives it? Saudi Arabia, by any objective measure, is a much worse country with a worse human rights record than Cuba. And Trump takes gazillions of dollars from them and has 1,000 business deals with them and trades with them all the time. Same with Israel, the ethno-state currently doing a genocide. Compare their record to the record of Cuba. Israel is far worse. Doesn't care. Business deals with them. Trade with them. Like, Trump also, by the way, froze foreign aid for the first 90 days or whatever it is. He signed an order on this. Guess who's exempt from it? Ukraine is exempt, Israel's exempt, and like Jordan and Saudi Arabia, or Jordan and Egypt and Saudi Arabia. Like, no, hey, these ones are too important and too special. Like, this is a fucking sick joke. Everybody knows Cuba's not a state sponsor of terrorism. Your executive order is like, let's all play pretend and let's all lie about the nature of reality. Here, come lie with me. Like, that's what this is. That's what this is. And anybody who says the opposite is full of shit. They're just full of shit. Everybody knows this. Okay. All right. I'm not done. This one really broke me, man. Breaking. Nearly 1,660 Afghans cleared for U.S. resettlement, including family members of active duty U.S. military and unaccompanied minors, have had flights canceled after President Trump signed an executive order suspending refugee programs. The group includes Afghans at risk of Taliban retribution for supporting the former U.S.-backed government. Thousands more Afghans approved for resettlement remain stranded in Afghanistan and Pakistan without assigned flights. So, in other words, the people in Afghanistan who helped the U.S. government, who translated for them, for example, these are people who risked everything to side with the U.S., and they were promised, hey, if you work with us, there's benefits to it, and down the road you can come to the U.S. and live in the U.S., and so they agree under those conditions. And then now, on a whim, on the first day, Trump goes in there and says, fuck them. 1,660 Afghans who were already cleared. They're not a security threat. They work with the U.S. No, now they're axed. Now they're not allowed to do it. Guys, this is bad just because of, like, on its face, it's bad. But also, what message does this send to the rest of the world, right? The next time we need help with something. The next time the U.S. gives its word on something. Our word is worth nothing now. I mean, just look at pulling out of the Paris Climate Agreement. Why would anybody make a big treaty with us, ever? If we, 4 years from now, somebody could come in and just say, we disagree, and axe it. Like, our word used to have to mean something in order to do business deals, in order to work with other countries, in order to have some sort of a relationship where everything's reciprocated. You can't do this. We give you our word. Just kidding. Haha, rug pull, fuck you. And what a surprise. The president who's doing a rug pull meme coin crypto scam also scammed everybody around this, right? Think of the Iran deal. He comes in, destroys the Iran deal, right? Iran was following the deal perfectly. Trump goes, I don't fucking care. Rip it up, throw it out. Why would anybody make a deal with us about anything ever again, you fucking idiot? Nobody would. So, in an attempt to be Mr. Strong Macho Man, bro, laying down the law, what you're doing is destroying the reputation and the word of the United States of America, so nobody will ever take our word for anything. Nobody will ever do a deal with us and take it at face value ever again. We are the resident village idiot liars. That's what we are. 1,660 Afghans who did the right thing by the United States of America, worked with us, we're going to get resettled. He goes, fuck you. Now you're going to get hunted by the Taliban. Do I give a shit? No, not in the slightest. This is a loathsome cretin. That's what Trump is. I'll give you this one too. You already saw the video, but I'll show you again. This is what happens when somebody's following the proper process, jumping through the right hoops, have a meeting set up through that CBP One app, and everything's on the line, desperately trying to create a new life, escaping some horrific situation. This is like the living embodiment of the words that are on the Statue of Liberty, right? Like, give me, you're tired, you're hungry, you're sick, like, we're going to be the haven for the world, right? We're a nation of immigrants. This is what happens when you look those people in the eye and you say, fuck off, we were just kidding. Fuck off. You're going through the right steps, you're doing the right process, you're a legal immigrant. No, you're not. Well, you're done. I'm kicking you out. I'm kicking you out. I don't care. Now, by the way, I should point out, at the same time, there's this crackdown on legal immigrants and people that the U.S. gave their word to. At the same time, Trump yet again was just defending the H-1B visa the other day. in a press conference. Why? Why was he defending the H-1B visa? As you all know, that H-1B program is basically bringing in high-skilled immigrants to be indentured servants to big tech. So an American can do the job. An American should do the job. What do? They bring them in. They say, this company now controls you. We're going to pay you way less than what we'd have to pay an American, and we can control you. We can get you deported like that if we want to get you deported, so you can never say no to me. You got to work crazy hours. You got to work overtime. You got to do every single thing I say. I get to pay you less, and you get shut the fuck up. And they lie about it and say, oh, this program, it's for the best and the brightest. That's why we have this program. Bullshit. There's other immigration classifications that are for the best and the brightest. This is not the best and the brightest. It's not. It's so that people like Trump and people like Elon and the tech oligarchs and the robber barons, they get to exploit people in an indentured servant-like situation. That's what they want. At the same time, telling immigrants who have gone through the proper process and are not exploited by Trump, oh, you guys got to go, right? You guys got to go. Fuck off. We don't care if you went through the proper process. We don't care if you're legal immigrants. We don't care if you're not criminals. We don't care if you're coming here to work hard. We don't care. We don't care. So there you go. There you go. This is where we are. He meant what he said. He meant what he said. A lot of people looked at Trump and they were like, yeah, he's saying a lot of stuff, but maybe it'll be like a softer version of the stuff he's saying. Common sense will take over once he's in there. Does it look like it? Nowhere near. All right, guys. That's the show, y'all. Thank you, as always, for listening. You know the drill. Everybody, please subscribe to the channel. That means a lot. You can click that bell icon so you get a notification every single time a video drops. Leave a comment. Leave a like. All that fun stuff. Thank you to everybody who supports this show on Patreon or tips with the thanks button on YouTube. Literally couldn't do it without you. Could not do it without you. You guys make it work. Remember, this is real independent media, not fake independent media. Never talk to a corporation, an advertiser, business, a billionaire, of government, ever. This is, you guys fund this from the ground up, and we have the default ads on YouTube, and that's it. I'm very proud of that fact. You guys made that possible. All right, I'll see you back here tomorrow, guys. Same time, same place. Don't miss it. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.